Hey everyone, it's me, Stagger. I was watching some Twitch Plays archives and I saw Robopon. And Robopon, according to the J-Wits, it's some kind of clone of Pokemon. So I thought, well, let's go ahead and give it a shot. It can't be that bad, can it? Alright, I also downloaded both Robopon Sun and Robopon Moon just to see if there's any major differences between the two. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and start it, I guess. Licensed to and published by Atlas USA. Robopon Sun version. Robopon was released to the United States, or rather, let me rephrase that. Robopon was released to the English audience around 2000, well, actually just around 2000, and it was published during the time a bit after Pokemon Gold and Silver came out. So this game doesn't really have that big of a rap here. And the English audience only got Sun version. There's also a Moon version, like I mentioned earlier, but I'll be playing that after the Sun version. So yeah, let's go ahead and give it a shot here. So far, its first impression seems to be pretty okay. So it looks like your traditional collection RPG kind of thing. So let's go ahead and set the date and time, apparently. So it is 2016 AD. The date is April 24th. Time is currently 1:31. Okay. Go ahead, new game. Let's start our adventure. Let's do it. Okay. What's that? Well, okay, that's pretty bad frame rate right there. What is that noise? Did Grandpa wake you up again? Son, I've got an important business trip to go on. Take care of your mom while I'm gone, okay? Wow, already the pressure is in. We have this young kid who has to take care of his mom while his father goes away. Alright. I mean, it's still not as bad as Azure Dreams, which I'm actually loving, by the way. I'm actually stuck on floor 29. Floor 29 is a jerk. But I am determined to get to the top of that tower. Anyway, back to this game. Dear, I'm going to the market. Why don't you visit Grandpa? Father just told us to take care of you. And yet you're just going away to the market without me going to be your bodyguard or whatever. Alright. Tell your grandpa I'll be back shortly, okay? Stay out of trouble. Alright. Oh, we still can't move. Okay. Who's there? I need some help. I have fallen and I can't get up. I hear Grandpa calling from the backyard. This soundtrack is, I guess, it's pretty decent. Blast! My latest experiment failed again. What kind of experiment? You were asking for help not too long ago, and now you have you were just doing an experiment? What the heck is going on in this game? I haven't been this confused since I first played Shin Kong Sing Show. Anyway. Oh, you're, Brian? Oh, yeah, thanks, Grandpa. You're just as great as my real grandpa. Or was it Wally? Grandpa, don't you remember me? My name is... Alright, what should we name this kid here? Let's call you... it won't fit. Okay, how about... Zach. Nah, I know. The actual pronunciation is Zach. Okay, yep, Zach. And you are you know what? I'm gonna make you born on 420. Okay, there. My name is Zach. Didn't you forget? I was just fooling. That's it. My rhyme's made up. I didn't get to read that. All my Robopon research to you. You're gonna tell me you're gonna do what? From this day on, you'll be the president. Whoa, what? It's all in your hands, Zach. President of what? Robopon? I'm also gonna give you my latest Robopon. Come take a look. Alright. This place is freaking huge! You saw how tiny that house was? Look how huge this place is! And look at this lady! Where's her body? She's just a floating head with arms! Starting today, Zach is the president. Take care of him. Good luck, President Zach. This is my brand new Robopon. It is yours. Use it with care. Yeah, Sunny, my first Robopon. I'll stay here and continue my research. Remember, Robopon are living creatures. They're similar to humans, so don't use them for evil and just have fun. So let me get this straight. You're telling me that that experiment was you showing your friendship to your own Robopon. Not only that, but that doesn't make sense because they're clearly robots. I mean, the Japanese name is freaking Robot Bunkotsu. So, I don't know. Here, you're gonna need some cash. Here, I just been saving this. So, your grandpa just gives you 1,000 gold. Which my grandpa was that cool. But nope, my grandpa was a racist jerk and a wife beater. So, anyway, now we can finally move. Hip hip hooray. Robopon, let's go ahead and look at Sunny. It's apparently a normal type. HP and EP. I wonder what EP is. Maybe it's like MP. Oh, well, I'd like to find out. No further evolution. So, you can't obtain a freaking... So, you obtain a Robopon that can't evolve. Okay, attack and defense. Holy crap, this thing's powerful. Maybe that might be the norm here. So we got... So then... Oh wait, what? So, let me get this straight. In the first screen we saw a whole bunch of stats. And in this screen we see some more stats that are pretty much the same thing, but they say something completely different. Parts, huh? So, does that mean that the parts are the thing that grow and level up? not the robot. Might be something to look up in the future. Apparently we also have some attacks. Attack and Fire Fist. Oh, that's a very creative name for an attack. Just call it attack. They'll get the idea. Yeah, sure. Anyway. So, let's look at our tools here. We don't have any items, software, list software, no software. There's also apparently some RAM and power and EP as well. So that means we can store EP if we want to. Leave our friends behind. So, okay, that installs it. Okay. And then parts. Do we have any parts? No parts. Okay, this takes a while to like load and whatnot. Okay, yeah, we don't want to store only Robopon. Alright, data. Heroes data. Capri Town, huh? Okay, so that's our the schedule panel settings. I don't get that. Okay, Robopon data. Okay, so apparently we got the second Robopon ever made, but this is your latest Robopon. This, Grandpa, you're lying to us. This Robopon isn't even the latest model. This is like the second Robopon ever made, out of 150 apparently. Okay, let's look at Sunny here. Basic Robopon not made anymore. Its search antennae has low capacity. This is their latest invention, but according to this index here, we have a basic Robopon that isn't made anymore. Man, it's like Metabots all over again. I haven't played the game, but I watched the anime. Anyway, it's just... Okay? Battle Genesis 5, apparently. Let's go ahead and check this again. Belt King 0.0 win streak. Okay, so I just said it just keeps record of your battles here. Settings! Battle animation. I heard the battle animations are very, very long, but I'm going to keep them on for now. And then the speaker, well, we're on an emulator, so it doesn't really matter, but... Anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and save. Nope, let's not go to the title just yet. Walking is a little bit stiff, but that'll be something we have to get used to. Oh, hey, a computer. Broadcasting the news on Robopon out of control. Robopon are increasing from unknown causes. Increasing from what exactly? Can you please give me a clear explanation of what's going on in this game? This game is in English and I have no idea what's going on. That's a new thing. I never had that happen before. Hi, I'm an underwater creature. I'm looking for my people. They are scattered around all over the world. If only I had a dream shell. Okay, I'm guessing that's a side quest we can do. What's behind here? Did you see the way she walked? You can't enter through here yet. Wait, so she doesn't even have arms or a body? It's actually legs and a head? Plus we're the president! We should be able to get to any access point of the freaking building! Why? Carpenter Ken, I'm a carpenter. I'll build you a grand building anytime if you want to supply enough money. Alright, let's see how much it is. You have the money you want me to start. Kid, I'm feeling generous, so I'll give you a deal. 50 gold. Okay, that's not bad. By the way, what are you building exactly? What are you expanding and what? Is it because the illusion of this house being so tiny on the outside? I mean, it's clearly bigger on the inside. I mean, just look at it! You're telling me that entire freaking big building fits in this tiny little space? This ain't the TARDIS! Okay, this is a more reasonable house. It's a bigger house, so why in the world is it not? Whatever, I'm trying to make too much logic into this game. Anyway, Dr. Disc is apparently a name. That's a nice name. I heard Zach, so you're the new president now. I'm going to give you Robopon to congratulate you. It should come in handy. Oh, that looks like a shady character. That doesn't look like a Robopon at all. Yeah, I received a Robopon from Dr. Disc. Say yeah like it's all hip. I understand that was kind of a thing back then, but you know, that's not really the thing anymore. Yeah, I guess you can kind of say the game dialogue is slightly outdated, but you know, I can't really be mad at that. Anyway, let me give you some advice. There are 4 factors to making Robopon stronger. First, upgrade your CPU at the library. Second, purchase components from the component store. Third, when your Robopon are ready for evolution, bring them to the laboratory. And last, cram as much software as you can into their components. Carefully repeat these procedures to increase your Robopon's powers. That's all the basics. Okay, so it sounds like something you know, a beginner installing computers would do. Anyway, this all looks kind of suspicious. What's going on? What the heck just came out of that? What are you? How did you find me? What a smart guy you are. What? I'll give you something. Yeah, this is excellent translation here. We have a choice of 3 chests, apparently. I don't like where they place that arrow. But something tells me that's going to be probably the best one out of these chests here. Anyway. All energy balls are doubled in amount. Please insert the panel. Please insert panel. Please insert panel. Without the article the, it can make sense. Since articles are actually technically just there just to make a sentence more fluent, but you know, what? What the? Okay, apparently we're green. You know, it's interesting because, like, these numbers are centered, but these aren't. I guess 0. I don't even know what these panels even do. What's this? It's a big stuffed bear. I mean, I'm sorry. You know, I understand. It's very hard to be a translator. You know, to translate games like from game to game, and you probably were on a very tough schedule, but it seems like they just did a loose translation and just cleaned up the grammar a little bit here and there, and then just released the game. I mean, this game, as we saw from the title screen, it was in development from 1998 to 2000. 2 whole years, and we get this kind of translation. How in the world does that make sense? Plus, we only got 1 version. If they were translating both of them, they then I would be a little bit more reasonable to some of the grammar fails, but this is just chock full of them. I mean, the grammar is acceptable. I mean, it's not like a bootleg. Far from it, exactly. Far from it, in fact. I would compare it to probably Earthbound Zero's, or apparently now it's called Earthbound Beginnings, grammar. You know, it's not perfect, but, you know, that game was made in the 1900s, and it kept on getting delayed because of the SNES. But, because it was planning on for releasing with the SNES, but then Mother 2 came out, and then they released Earthbound instead. You know, in that case, it was a little bit more acceptable because, you know, we technically didn't even have a finished product. And also at the same time, it was in an earlier time, so, you know, there was bound to be some grammatical errors. But even so, that game has less grammar. I'm just talking about the combat system in Mother. This game has grammatical, or rather, loose translations and issues with grammar from, you know, the start of the game. You know, starting things like, what's this? And, well, I'm off, and basically they're just starting off with, like, words that you would hear, like, you know, as they're continuing on a conversation. Like, you know, well, what, or, hold on here. Well, that was unexpected. My brother surprised me in terms of his payment. But that's okay. Anyway, so yeah. This game is very loosely translated, to say the least. I mean, it's readable, but it's just... it's irritating to read. Anyway, is there anything on this computer? Nope. Alright, so... Let's go into this one other house here and see what's up with this one. Ooh, TV. There's Robopon's show on TV. Wait a second, I think this is our house. Found shortcut. Is that an item? Yeah! Robopon gains 1 level. That's interesting. That reminds me, we didn't even see our other Robopon here. We got Viggy. Okay, Viggy looks like a little pig. It's apparently spelled with a V. So, okay, it's a fire type. But we already have another fire type. This guy uses arms apparently. Fire, hammer, Nova, hammer. Oh, hammer, sorry, not arm, I don't know what I'm thinking. Oh, that's clever. That is clever. It's a pig, and it uses hammers. Ha 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 ha. Okay. I'm still playing through this game until we get into a battle here. So, yeah, despite the translations, and there's just kind of a huge issue here, so far, it doesn't seem too bad, but, like, reading through this game is pretty bad. Oh my gosh, so that's definitely one thing we gotta prevent. Like, you know. So, I'll be more than okay playing the game through Japanese. Anyway, let's see what these guys are for. Why, it's not fair. That bully took my ice cream. This ice cream looks good. Should I put an end to Bisco's goon's treachery? Wow, that sounds very heroic. Shall we put an end to Bisco's goon's treachery? I shall smite thee with my Robopon and destroy your evil fiends' way of destruction. I entertain myself sometimes. Anyway, yes. Oh my god. This soundtrack is irritating. Who in the world puts a saxophone in the middle of what's technically supposed to be a techno theme music? I mean, it can be used successfully, like in Cave Story 3D, Last Cave. That they use saxophones beautifully in the techno freaking thing, but that's trance. This case, it's like. Actually, no, this isn't even techno. I would even reference new wave or. I don't even know what kind of song this would type. What genre of song this would be. If anyone knows, leave it in the comments, but. That saxophone. Why did they add that saxophone? They think it was really cool? I mean, yeah, hearing it back then, that was pretty cool, but hearing it here is just terrible. You know, I feel like I would compare. What the hell? Part of his shoe just kind of just stayed there. Alright, let's use Fire Fist. Wow, that is a pretty long animation. Maxed out. Okay. Picked up light oil. I don't know what that does. And it's now level 6. That's I'm going to tell Bisco on you. Thank you, Zach. Oh yeah, Lisa's in trouble. Can you help her? Lisa needs help. Yeah, you look alright. Come on, you gotta help her and show you that you care. Oh, I see. I see. The old Zachary here likes Lisa. Anyway. Oh, Zach. You're here just in time. This bully is bothering me. Please help. I'm following Bisco's orders. She will come with me. Zach, help me. Oh man, kidnapping, eh? Okay, yes. Yeah, we're gonna help Lisa here. Anyway, Sean challenged you to a fight in a Robopon battle. Yeah, it's just like a bootleg. I can't really play this well. Anyway, I'm gonna be pausing it here because look at this. Look at this. Look at the enemy sprite here. And now look at freaking Zach's sprite. See how detailed? The difference in detail here? It's like they just weren't necessarily trying too hard when it comes to this, I guess, goon. To this goon sprite. And then look at this guy. He's very well colored in. Shaded perfectly almost. And this guy, look, he's got a little snot bubble going on. And, you know, a rip in his jeans, and you could tell this kid's up to no good. But seriously, they could have done so much better when coloring the sprite. Anyway, I pick you, Sonny. Yeah, and you see the bottom of the shoe just didn't even bother to go with you. Anyway, Fire Fist, roar! Robopon might be strong, but you'll never be Bisco's. Every time I read that, I just want to say Nabisco. Nabisco is actually a company that produce various cookies and sweets. So yeah, Anyway. Thank you, Zach Smooch. I just heard the school is in trouble. Bisco is trying to judge the strongest Robopon. He was last seen at the school's gym. Robopon are friends. They shouldn't be used to boost one's ego. Who's Bisco? You clearly know who Bisco is if you're like, shall we stop Bisco's goon's treachery? I mean, this game is poorly translated, I'm sorry. How could you forget Bisco, the biggest bully in our class? Exclamation mark, question mark. Anyway, he calls himself the Robopon champion and is always picking on other kids. Please help us. You can find the school on the north side of Libra. Counting on you. Bye! Not even gonna give me a hero's kiss. Okay, that's fine. I guess we'll start our adventure here. Or they'll just give us a directory in terms of what we need to go. So we can go to Libra Town or Tail Castle. So obviously Libra is a constellation. Maybe Capri is short for Capricorn. However, Tail Castle doesn't really make any sense. Anyway, Libra Town it is. Well, actually, no, what kind of music is this? It's something that you would expect from Bart Simpson's Nightmare. Alright, let's go ahead and just save real fast. And then go to the title. Oh, I can just go to the title and it'll save just like that too, so. Okay, there's really no. Okay, I thought it was going to get me directly to, you know, the actual title screen. Look at this. President Zach, Robopon collected 2, Gold 110, Playtime 00029. President Zach, start to enter. Oh boy. Alright, that's enough. But, let's see here. Alright, anyway. Let's go ahead and do Moon now. Let's see. Let's see how different things can get. Okay, so first of all we see, whoa. It actually starts out in a battle. What even looks like, you know, actual robots that you would kind of see in Japan with some kind of samurai and then fighting a spirit. Whoa, all the way down to 1. Kogidro. I don't know what that last letter is. And then we have Niro. Ooh. Guy looks like. Okay. So we have what the hell is going on here? So from what I gathered, it just blasted off screen and then they just consider that, okay, yep, that's our intro there. That is much better than the intro that what happened to my save file? That's much better than the intro that we got from in the English release. Huh. I wonder if some of these have actually been censored because to the United States one, because as you saw there was like a freaking samurai one and one that looks like something for Shin Kong Sing Show. There's also pirates and... interesting. That looks like an evolution that Sunny could do if it evolved. And there's a Stimmy right there. Yeah, some of these look a lot different. That looks like Astro Boy. Anyway, that's enough. We better get to the game here. There's definitely a lot of differences here, like this thing being like circles instead of whatnot. There's a third option called GB Kiss. Also, there's also a cool picture of a dragon down there. Other than that, everything pretty much looks the same besides, you know, it's Said Mood version and this time robot pun cuts. And, yeah. So, let's see what this GB Kiss is. Oh, okay, that is cool. From just looking at that picture, I would have to assume it's like some way to exchange information like this. So it's asking for a name here. Unfortunately, I do have a little bit of trouble with hiragana. Oh, wait, is that cut? No, okay. I do have a little bit of trouble with hiragana. I'm more of an expert on katakana, so yeah, this is all hiragana. There's no katakana at all. Oh boy. I'll just call myself N. Alright, and then for whatever that means, I will call myself Ah. Wait, is that Ah? No, that's not Ah. That's Ah. And then for this memo, it says Sue. Here, that's good. Okay, Kiss mail. Huh. Yep, I have no idea what this does. Okay, so let's go ahead and set the time and date again. It is the year 2016. It is currently... Oh, right. Yeah, it is April. It's April 24th. And then it is currently... Oh, it's actually... It's 14:09. Oops. What happened? Okay, there we go. Actually, let's make it 10 here. There we go. Alright, now let's begin the game. First of all, it looks like the colorations are slightly different, actually. Like, there's like a lighter hue to it, the main character. Also, the stairs are green, and that frame rate is still pretty bad. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to click out of the box. The text looks alright, and Dad is red. Okay. It seems like the, No, definitely the storyline has to be definitely different. Yes, the ellipses, I understand, you know, just having a different, style compared to, Western, English has a different style than Japanese. But just seeing those ellipses kind of tells me that there is some differences in terms of the storyline of the Japanese and English one. And they're both colored red. Something tells me the coloration is definitely going to be a lot better than what we got. So anyway, yeah, same song and dance right here. We're going to be calling ourselves wow. I know that this won't say Zach. It would. Okay, I can't remember. Oh yeah, that's a G. That's a G. Okay, yeah, it says guy right there. No, that would say God. And then what was this one again? I really need to brush up on my Japanese because I fail at this. Okay, I'm just gonna call you. I'm just gonna go for a name that I know how to spell here. Yeah. There. Your name will be Shigeki. Any hardcore Telefang, no, anyone that knows Telefang would know, you know, where that's from. There's even a little sound effect apparently that appears whenever there's an exclamation mark. That wasn't in the English one, or at least I don't remember what it was. This song sounds a little bit different. I think it is. I could be wrong though. Here we go, we got our first Robopon. Got 1,000 gold. Alright, so let's check our Robopon then. I keep clicking on the stupid box. Okay. Oh, okay, so we got this seahorse looking thing. And that defense and attack is a lot stronger than Sunny. Let me I gotta show this. Oops. Let me just then what do we do next? We go to our folder and then we click on Sun version. What the? Yeah, my game got deleted. What the heck? Oh, apparently you can talk to him and heal your Robopon. Anyway. Attack, defense, speed. Yeah, it's definitely a lot different. Let me just... Huh. I think this one... Actually, yeah, let me look at the stats again here. No further evolution. This one doesn't say. So maybe it has an evolution? Let me check with a different Robopon then. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Are the music different? Yes, they are! That's weird. Why would they change the music? Okay, I gotta download the Japanese version of Sun version and see if there is a difference here. Yeah, the coloration is different too. Like, this is a more red tint. And then, this one's more pinkish. In fact, I think it's overall... I think this version is overall a lot more darker. Let me go ahead and just put them side to side now. Yeah, I mean, like... there are definitely some major differences between the two. Again, this could just be a difference between just the sun and moon, but I feel like this is actually designed for localization because, you know, because English audience tend to have a little bit more of a melancholy when you see a boy wearing pink. It doesn't make sense, but yeah, apparently there's melancholy about it. Oh wait, no, we don't want to go there. Yeah, this texture was completely changed to just be red instead of pink. Wow. Okay. Yeah, the sprite is definitely a lot more detailed here. Oh my gosh. I think the frame rate's actually a lot faster in the Japanese version too. What the heck? Okay. So apparently the Robopon that you get from Dr. Dish is randomized. Also, that was the assistant. So, so the assistant is a rabbit. Oh my gosh! What the heck? The assistant is a rabbit. Just yeah, the music's totally different here between the two. That's interesting. Oh wow, yeah, definitely Japan seems to have a higher refresh rate than the Japanese version, than the English version. I mean, walking seems to be the same stiff movements though, but it does seem to run a little bit faster on the Japanese version, and that isn't because of the border either, because for those who don't know, the Superboy does actually run the game 2% slower than the original. However, in the case of you know, in the case of emulation, it should be running the same frame rate as the actual game should. So, yeah, it's kind of weird here. Yeah, there's definitely different colorations for every single character. That's pretty weird, actually. And apparently his name is just Goon1 here. Hey, are you going to let him eat my ice cream? Help me! Yeah! You're kind of selfish, aren't you? Anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and just do this because you gotta do it to progress in the storyline here. The music's the same, but it doesn't sound as loud as the other one. No, they're about the same volume, but still. Yeah, the text same. Coloration is definitely a lot different. There's definitely a huge difference in coloration. Even in battle here. Here, next SKU, and I'll go ahead and show you the difference in coloration here. Oh, hold on. Did I use the energy points on? Huh. Let me look at it as soon as we get through all this stupid text here. Okay. Yeah, that feels so much more fluent. Oh, come on! This text! Ah! Game Boy Azure Dreams all over again. Okay, there. Alright, doesn't tell me if I use the energy points on it or not. We compare the two, but I can't really read anything. Oh wait, here we go. 190 EB for evolution. So I think it's written up here. And that, if that's the case, then yeah, I think they all start at 100. So that's interesting. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. So much dialogue. Okay, pause. Yeah, look, see? See this? See the difference in coloration? Yeah, they added so much more detail in the English version. I mean, this one matches the, you know, the other sprites a little bit better, but, you know, like, look at this compared to that. That's like more realism compared to the other one. That's very interesting. Oh, and the shoe glitch still happens. That's interesting. I kind of like this Robopon. It looks like a styrofoam cup with like a bunch of strings underneath it. Wow. That's all it did, huh? Oh yeah, I can definitely use EP here. That's interesting. So it seems like Moon version is definitely the better version than Sun version. However, I will also go ahead and say that I don't know what the Japanese Sun version is like. You know, with the differences that they made, and because clearly there are some changes between the Japanese version and the English version. The Japanese version has a lot more, you know, has a lot less dialogue boxes, as well as different colorations and sprites for that matter, between the two. So I'll be right back downloading the Japanese Sunny version, and yeah, I'll be right back. So as I was downloading Sun version, apparently there is a Bom-Bom special. There's a Bom-Bom Comet Special Edition. Now, for those who don't know, Comic Bom-Bom is basically how we get our new Pokemon news nowadays. But back then, it was just basically your traditional comic book except for kids, and normally they would actually cover RPGs. So, yeah, let's go ahead and look that up. But first, let's go ahead and do Sun version for now. Any day now. There we go. I'm just going to go ahead and minimize this for now. So, apparently Sun version kind of has the same thing as the English one did, with the intro not really starting out as a battle, but... Wait, am I? Yeah, I'm playing the Japanese version. For a second there, I thought I was playing it in English. But yeah, that's interesting. It's like... That is very weird. Okay, well, anyway... I'm not gonna worry about the date and time this time. Yeah, same coloration it looks like, with everyone being pink. Thought the music was completely different for a second. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's a fine name for a kid. Anyway. So then we meet our bunny and we get Sunny. So far it looks pretty much similar to the other one. Yep, you can't evolve. Which is pretty unfortunate, actually. But yeah, it's pretty much the same thing as the English one so far, just with the, you know, without the added details like that the English version did. But you know, that kind of breaks the whole point of having two different versions. If you know, I understand that you get completely different Robopon, and they probably didn't just think what kind of Robopon would you start out with, but you know, starting out with Sunny, with something that can evolve, can't really, you know, make you grow an emotional attachment to something or someone. Like, you know, Pokemon did things right, where basically, you know, you have the option to choose between 1 of 3 different Pokemon, and they all grow and evolve, and, you know, what started out as a cute little Charmander or Bulbasaur or even Squirtle turns into these ferocious things, but since you've been raising them from the beginning, they're still your, you know, deep down, they're still your biggest friend. There's actually these Pokemon cards that have a Tepig that shows exactly what I'm talking about. I might show it on screen if I do plan on editing this. But yeah, or no, I'll leave it in the description because I'm not editing this video. Anyway, so yeah, the you know, just have it completely evolved. Just doesn't really, you know, say too much about, you know. Yep, coloration is pretty similar. Having that bolt there. I mean, even Telefang did it right, where you had, where basically you had Crypto or Fungus, and of course, you know, Fungus isn't really a great name. So Crypto was overall the more popular one. But in Telefang, though, you know, they evolve, and you can even test evolve them, which I know it's translated differently, but basically test evolving is where you basically merge it with a different, with like some kind of tool or object or something on the lines of that, and they become, you know, they become these pretty cool things, and they actually can use like the weapon or thing that they kind of merge with. So, like for an example, if you give Crypto a, if you fuse Crypto with a sniper rifle, it actually becomes Crypto Snipe, and Crypto Snipe is actually, Crypto Snipe's actually not a bad Denju if you play Telefane, that is. That's bizarre. The moving up and down of the menuing's a little bit different between the versions. Also, there seems to be that lag again. Maybe it's because they're... No, it seems like Moon version's definitely a lot faster. So, then why do they... Unless... Okay, I think I got it now. Sun version was more than likely made first. Then they made Moon version because not many people were that... Or because they're probably either trying to get up to Pokemon's success, or because they thought, well, Sun version wasn't that great, so then they made Moon version. Or... I don't know, but... Yeah, the loading times do seem to be a bit different. Here, let's go into the robotics lab and see if we can hear the difference in music as well. Yeah, there is definitely a difference in music as well. So, I don't fully get what's going on here. Maybe the answer might lie into the Comic Bom-Bom special. Or Bom-Bom special. So let's go ahead and load that one up and see if we can properly get some proper answers here. Let me wait for the singer. Okay. It starts out the same way as Lunar version. As Moon version, sorry. Whoa, that thing looks a lot more fierce. That looks a lot different too. Same thing with that attack. 999 damage, holy crap. Hudson and Red, huh? Bom-Bom special version. Well, let's see what's so different about this one then. As you can see here, it has the moon version in background as well. So go ahead and start up, I guess. Not much we can do other than to start the game. Well, we can change the date and time, but so far it looks like the same exact game. I kind of fast forward through the beginning. I didn't even check to see if the frame rate was changed. Here, I'm gonna just go ahead and save state and then look at it from the beginning real fast. Nope, same thing. Whoa, 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 what kind of sprite is that? Oh my god. Where's the bleach? I can't unsee that. Okay. So, this is what our heroes looks like, apparently, in the Bon-Bom special. I keep saying Bon-Bon, it's Bom-Bom. Okay, let's go ahead and take a different look at this here. Okay, so that didn't help at all. Oh wait, no. Actually, that's what I need to do. Okay, Game Boy Colors. Nope, that doesn't help at all. But from the looks of it, it looks like that he's kind of smiling, he's winking, and he has that big old goofy grin. Not only that, but he also wears a vest and a t-shirt with some kind of dino on it, I guess? Whatever it looks like, this looks more like a monster hunter than it does an average boy just trying to, you know... Oh, actually no, this looks like an adult more than anything. Or rather a teen. It's somewhere along the lines of adolescence. And, yeah, I'm not very happy with that at all. Alright. Okay, so we got a different Robopon. That's red instead of blue. Oh. There we go. Ah! Get away from me, Grandpa! Anyway. I never have to say that in a sentence. Hey, it's that one robot we saw from the beginning. From the opening. So this is our Robopon. It's level 5, and it's actually a lot weaker than the one we have in Moon or Sun version. Its attack is pretty pathetic, but its HP is actually really high to make up for it. It doesn't evolve. And both of its moves apparently use EP. Or, yeah. Okay. Well, I could be reading that wrong, but you know. Let's try to navigate through this menu here. Okay. Nope, that's not it. Where's the index? Here it is. Yep. Well, that's our hero, I guess. Oh my god. You know, that's pretty scary. I will admit that looks really, really scary. It could just be because, you know, they had limited colors, but that does look freaking scary right there. Who's that even supposed to be? That grin and those eyes, plus, you know, the red shading right there just kind of makes it look like it's blood right there. Like, you know, his face is blood from the flesh that he eats or something. Okay, Robopon, here we go. This is what I wanted to see. Okay. Let's see if we can find it here. Okay, here we go. So it's Kojiro. I think that's ooh. I could be wrong about that. Kojiro. And I can't read that. Anyone that knows Japanese, read it, because I'm not that fluent. Okay, I'm sorry. I mean, I only know so much. You know, there's only so much the brain can handle. This is actually Sun's version, song, I believe. And then... Oh wait, no. If we go into this house... Yeah, that's Moon. We got this derpy looking thing. Other than that, it's pretty much the same game. Just with that creepy looking sprite and a different starter. But it does take Moon version. It uses hammers. Anyway, it does seem like it uses stuff from Moon version instead of Sun version. Just again, your Robopon can't evolve. That's or your starter Robopon can't evolve like it does in Sun version. Or the same, similar thing to Sun version. So, yeah, there apparently is a lot of differences between Sun and Moon. I wouldn't really recommend getting Bom-Bom Special because all it is just a hack of Moon with a different character sprite that looks pretty darn creepy, and also a different border as well as a different starter. But yeah. I would probably advise to stay away from this game, mainly because of how clunky the movement is, and more than likely you're going to be playing Sun version. The game does lag a lot more than this one, and you know, that's the game, or the loading is just as equally as bad as pretty much, what was it? Bug Sight. If you ever played that game. Bug Sight, but don't get me wrong though, Bug Sight did pretty much a lot of things right. Even though I can't really figure out how to add a member to your team, you know, Bug Sight did do a lot of things that made a great RPG. In this case, it tried to make, you know, work of what Pokemon did, and you can clearly tell that this game was completely rushed. Bug Sight does actually have your starter bug doesn't actually evolve, but you know, it's kind of a good thing because I don't know how to add a member to your party. So in fact, I don't even think any of the bugs in Bug Sight evolve, but I could be wrong about that because it only has Spiral. So yeah, overall though, this game, I wouldn't recommend playing Sun version. Play Moon version, or if you can handle the creepiness of that sprite. Oh, whoops. Wrong thing. Or if you can handle the creepiness of that sprite, go ahead and use the Bom-Bom Special version. Stay away from the English version at all costs. I haven't played Robopon 2 or really seen any gameplay of it, so maybe they might have improved, but overall Robopon isn't really a game that I would recommend. So, yeah. So that's it, and I'll be seeing you. Honestly, you would have a better time playing freaking Yokai Watch than this game.